Two of this video, we are continuing answering this question 6 from 2018, paper 2. You can see that 6 point we have ended at 6.3 last time, and now we are continuing from 6.4.1. You can see the question here. It states that use the graph to determine the following. That means 6.1 say we must determine where f at 180 degrees minus g at 180 degrees. So we should find the value of this. We must determine the value of this 100 f at 180 minus g at 180 degrees. So let's just do this very quickly. We will use the graph that we have already drawn. So it is 6. Let me use the black color. It is 6. Let me use the black color. It's 6.4.1. It say we must determine one f at 180 minus g at 180. So if we can check on the graph, both of this graph, we will check the point. We will check this point they want. So let's see. F is the black graph, the given graph, the cos graph. So at 180, that graph is equals to 2. Let me just show you. You can see here this graph at 180 degrees. This graph of F is 2. So I will write 2, and then this graph at the purple graph, the G graph. That means this one is the G graph, the purple one. At 180 is 1. You can see. So I will write 1. This one I will write 2, and this one I will write 1. So I will just substitute there. You will see. So at 180, the other graph, the F graph is 2, and then we have minus 1. That means we have 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. This is our final answer. And then let's go to the next question. Let's see. The next question say for which values of x will the f at x multiplied by g at x will be smaller than 0. So if we want to satisfy this criteria here, we should have let me just show you. For example, when we multiply a negative sign and the negative sign, we must get a positive. So a positive value should be greater than 0, but a negative value should be smaller than 0. What the criteria that we should have here is positive multiplied by positive, or negative multiplied by negative multiplied by negative. So we should multiply negative by negative. So both of the graphs should be on top of the x-axis if they are positive. If the two graphs are positive, if they are positive, both of them, they should be and on top of the x-axis. So let me just show you here. The x-axis is here. Above the x-axis is from this point. You see 90 degrees. From 90 degrees, the value of x is 90 degrees. They are both of these two, the purple and the black graph, they are above the x-axis from this point until this point. You can see the purple graph is on top of the x-axis alone here from 270 to 360 degrees, and from 270 to 360 degrees, this one is negative. That means if I can multiply the values of x here, it's going to be negative. They are smaller than 0. And even here the other one is negative and the other one is positive. So the only criteria that I'm looking for is for when both of these two graphs are positive. So I will show you with the yellow color the interval that I want. I want the interval from here and here. Both of these two graphs are on top of the x-axis. They are on top of x-axis this side from 90 to 270 degrees. So that means that is the criteria I want. So I will show you how to answer this question. It's 2 marks. So when you answer this question 6.2, you just say You just say 6.4.2 when where these two graphs, let me just write this one correctly again, where f at x multiplied by g at x should be greater than 0. This is the question. So when you answer this, you will check for the criteria. So let me just do this again. Let me just not write the equal sign. So we are looking for the values of x. So the interval that I've seen here is from 90 degrees to 270. I will show you. So from 90 degrees to 270, both of these graphs, the purple graph and the black graph, are on top of the x-axis. That means that is the interval that I want. This is the only interval that I'm looking for. So I'll just write that interval here in interval notation. So you can write, I will show you both of the way you can write this answer. You can either use this form. You can either you start by saying that this value should not be equals to 90 degrees because we are not including 0. So you just say 90 degrees and then you say this side 270 degrees. The other way around, you can answer this question. You can say, let me just use the red color. You can say x element of values from 90 degrees to 270 degrees. So you're not including both of these values because you are not doing this bracket, the form of this bracket. This means the bracket should be included, the value there should be included. So now this value is not included in this case. Let's check the next question. The next question say the graph of f is reflected. The graph of f, the black graph, this graph, is reflected above the x-axis and then moved 3 units upwards, 3 units downwards to form h. So let me just show you. So this graph is the graph of f. Let me just show you how to answer this question as well. This is very easy. 6 point. Let me use the color, that the black color again. 6.5. They say h at x is equals to the graph of f at x that has been reflected. If I reflect the graph of f at x, I put negative in front of that graph. I put negative here. So this graph of f has been reflected and then it moved 3 units downwards. So I will just substitute here. So the h at x is going to be equals to f at x. I just put minus in front. F at x is equals to 2 cos x. And then it has moved how many units? And then it should be moved 3 units down. So this is how you should write it. So your final answer should be h at x should be equals to positive 2 cos x minus 3. So this is your final answer. Your final answer is this one, at the bottom. This is your final answer. I will add another slide. Here. Let's just go back to the question again. The next question say, that we answered 5.1. So now we are just answering the last one, 6.5.2. So we are answering the last question. 6. Let me just go back again. 6.5.2. This is the last question. So let's check, what does it say. It says the range of h for the interval. So we are looking for the range of that graph. So if we want to look at this range, we know that the range should consist of the minimum and the maximum. So I will use the minimums and the maximum of the previous graph, and then I will shift that maximum and the minimum. So let me just show you how to answer this one easily. If I want to answer this one, so the maximum for the last graph, let me just write it here. The maximum was equal to positive 2, and the minimum of the last graph was equals to what? Was equals to negative 2. So I just minus for both of them. I just minus. So now this, you see, this maximum becomes the minimum. So because the graph has, let me just show you. If I minus this 2, I get negative 1, and then if I minus this 2, I get negative 5. So this is the new maximum, and this is the new minima. So the question, when I answer it, I'm looking for the range. So the range should be equals to, range is element of y element of values from what? The value should be included from negative 5 to negative 1. So this is how I answer this question. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it will help you. It will help you a lot, especially on your pre-exams for September and December until grade 12. Thank you very much.